What's up, dear adventurers? Welcome to another Ohad Adventures video. In this video, I'm going to talk about something which most of you might actually relate to. So right now we are living in a very confusing time. The coronavirus is spreading around the world drastically and rapidly, and we are all stuck at home trying not to go crazy. So whether or not you know about it, few months back I was crossing the Atlantic Ocean with few friends of mine, and few days before we arrived I decided to record a boat tour to show what the boat looked like. So for 17 days while I was in this sailing, we were actually a small group of people stuck on a small sailboat. So a few days back I was thinking about it and I was like, well, what we went through is actually similar to the quarantine, because we were just stuck in a small place without any possibility to leave or to go anywhere further. So I find it relevant to show you a little bit how it was like living in the boat, and by showing you the tour and explaining to you a little bit about each and every part of the boat, maybe you can relate a little bit and see another example of how I was in quarantine before I knew what is actually quarantine, before coronavirus. So without further ado, let's begin the video. So this is a small tour to show what the Annie, the beautiful, looks like.
Okay, so the Annie is the name of the sailboat that we were sailing with. And from the first moment on the boat, Addie, our captain, told us that we can only refer to her as Annie, like she was actually a woman. And it was also a joke on the boat that he always told us that we should compliment her, so she will want to take us to wherever we want to get. So I know it sounds funny, but that was actually how we acted.
This is the aft, or the back of the boat. We have the wind vine we call Henry.
Okay, so Widvine is kind of like an autopilot, but not really. It measures the wind, it calculates the wind, and it helps directing the boat to the direction we want to be heading without anyone physically steering the boat. So it's not anything electrical or mechanical, it's just working on the waves and the wind and few simple mechanisms.
That is steering and is not lazy as us. And here the cockpit, lazy crew.
Okay, so here you can see Adi, the captain, and the one with the sunglasses is Jasper. He was 50 something years old Danish pilot. And I know it's crazy, but he has kids, he has grandkids, and he still wanted to come for ocean crossing. So I was very impressed by him. And in the back you can see Corinne, which is from Switzerland, and she was also part of the crew. And this is actually where we were chilling and just spending most of our times outside, enjoying the wind and the ocean.
Lazy crew, sometimes lazy, sometimes busy.
Keep supervision.
Yeah, but here we also eat, have the beer ritual every day, and do all the thinking is done here.
By thinking, I mean doing nothing outside.
Yeah. Here is the table that we can open it. Comes here, and that's where we make our meals and beer and snack time. Now we're going inside a little bit to show what is going on here.
Okay, so before moving on, just take in mind that this day while I was filming this video, waves and the wind were very strong. So in some moments you're gonna see me walking slowly, trying to stabilize myself. Actually, it was really difficult to walk on the boat and use one arm to film what I was filming and the other arm to support myself. So at some point you're gonna see me moving from side to side or making these funny noises. That's because that was a very rocky day, we were calling it.
So, room number one, this is my room. Very spacious, 5 stars. Sometimes I even wake up with chocolate on my pillow. This is my closet. Here I put all my things.
So you can see my bed, and the reason it's shaped this way is because I added few buoys to make it more of a round and a narrow shape. Because when you sleep on a boat and it's rocking from the waves, so your body can get thrown from side to side. So once you make it more narrow and more round, so it's way more comfortable for the body, and then it's kind of sealing it from the side. So when there is a strong wind or strong wave, the boat is moving, but you are staying still in this shape that you made for yourself, and you're not being thrown from side to side in your bed. So that's why it looks this way.
Pillow. And yeah, as you can see, it's in a shape. So even when the boat goes like that, I'm protected from the sides. And only my head goes from side to side, not my body. This is another room with another closet. Up. Navigation spot.
Did you see the towel there swinging? It's from the waves. Now you're gonna see it again.
This is where Eddie the captain is doing all of his calculations and also playing computer games while he's on watch. Moving on, we're getting to the kitchen slash saloon slash Eddie's bedroom. This is where Eddie is sleeping in crossing.
Okay, so this is actually a very funny thing. First of all, this is Shani, and she is part of the crew, but I'm going to talk about it in a second. This couch where you see right here, this is where Adi, the captain, was sleeping. And this is not an actual bed, this is just a sofa, kind of like on a living room space. And the reason he was sleeping there was actually to be closer to all the parts of the boat, whether it's the front, the back, and everything. And also, this is the nearest point to the exit to go outside. So that's how we could call him in any emergency or anything that could have happened. And yeah, this is Shani. She's South African, and she was a hard-working girl. She was really one of my favorite crew members on this crossing, and she was such a good girl. And the most important thing where you're crossing and you're doing a long sailing is to have hard-working people with you, because there is almost every moment something to do. So she was an asset really on the boat, and I really liked her. I have no idea where she is right now actually.
And here is where we cook. We have all of the stuff here. Food, not really at the moment, but believe me that there was food there. And one of my favorite parts, we have the oven swinging here.
Small thing about the oven, I hope you can understand me. If not, it's also okay. As you can see, this oven is connected to the sides with two metal bars. So that's what makes it swing in the air and basically swing according to the original gravity and not to the boat's swinging movement. So whenever the boat is, for example, get hit by a wave and goes sideways, the oven stays in the middle because it's hanging in the air with the metal bars. So this way, anything liquid or whatever you're cooking or boiling on the oven or on the stoves is not spilling down, is not falling down on the ground, and that's why they created this kind of mechanism to make everything stable and prevent it from falling and just making a mess. So in case you didn't understand me, it's also okay, but that's why the oven is swinging this way.
To maintain everything balanced. And here we have lovely Shani, busy with creative projects.
While I'm trying not to puke at the same time.
And yeah, and trying not to puke.
Okay, regarding the puking stuff, seriously, people were not puking on this crossing. Maybe in the first day, but then your body just gets used to the water and to the waves and to everything. So that was only a joke, and nobody was really puking, especially in the middle or in the end of the crossing. So if you want to sail, don't think about puking too much. That's really not a big issue when you sail.
Okay, moving on. Fridge. It used to be full. Now it's not. So that's the fridge and the freezer. Smells like tuna.
Hold it. Okay. First of all, I don't know if you can notice, but on the right side of this fridge, there is some kind of a red metal shape glowing. These are beer cans, and we can say a lot of things about the diversity of food that we had during this crossing, but regarding beers, we really had just enough beers for the entire crossing. Each of us had at least one beer a day. So that was a very good amount, and that's maybe the only product that we had that we were not worried that it will run out. So that's a funny thing, but in general you can see that there's barely any food left. We were 2 days or 3 days before arrival, and we really ran out of food. We only ate pasta and rice, so that was crazy. But yeah, let's move on. And also, you're gonna see the rum battle. So we really watched it the entire crossing, so nobody would drink it, and we finished it in the last night of this crossing. So I will never forget that rum battle.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really nice that while I picture, everything falls down. It shows the reality of the boat. Eh? So this is the fridge. But now it looks like a cemetery. Toilet. Let's go. Ooh, someone left the light on. That is interesting. So here is the toilet. This is how we take everything out.
So that's what I was pointing on. That's kind of like a stick, a pole, a small pole, which you pull it, and then water goes inside the toilet, and then you push it, and it sucks everything out. Just so you know.
And here it's a nice mirror. That's it, very small, minimalistic, but just enough. You don't need more than that in life. And also it smells perfect 24 hours.
Okay, did you see there how the waves, the movement of the boat, prevented me from closing the door? Let's watch it again.
And also it smells perfect 24 hours. And also it smells perfect. Now we get, before we go to the bedroom, we have another food storage here. Another food storage here. This is on the upper part, captain's closet, and on the lower part we also have more food. It's difficult to show it. On the lower part we also have more food. It's difficult to show it.
As you can see, I have this white rope around me. So this is part of a safety harness, and we used to wear it every time we wanted to go to the outside part of the boat. And this is mostly a safety thing because whenever a big wave is hitting the boat from the side and the boat is rocking, so in order for you not to fall overboard, this is kind of what's holding you attached. And while many captains that I met are not really strict and not demanding you to wear it, Adi, which is super experienced and super professional, really asked us seriously to put it on every time we go outside the boat. So we just got used to it, and actually it's important.
Yeah. And last part inside, we also going to show outside, is a double bedroom. So we have this separation in the middle, and here we have one girl and here another girl sleeping. This is over there where we hide all the candies. And yeah, as you can see, their bed is also their closet. So everything just here in what I like to call it an organized chaos.
Okay, so two things about that. One, yeah, in the boat, because we use all the cabinets to store food and store equipment and store stuff that are crucial for the boat, so nobody really had a closet for himself. So wherever your bed is also where your closet is. So that's why everything was just throwing there. That was standard living on the boat, and that's it. No second.
So that is the inside of the boat.
Now let's go to the outside part. Okay, so here you can see the front part of the boat. Basically, here the closer part is the entrance to the inside, and then you see over there the mainsail and the mast. So the mast is the pole which is holding the mainsail, and the mainsail is the main sail. It's what's harnessing the most amount of wind, and then pushing the boat forward. After that, you can see the secondary sail, which is a bit smaller but also quite important, and it's actually called Genoa. And between these two, you can see a black, a white, and a yellow thing. So the black one is a life raft for emergency. So whenever something bad happens, we just take it out of there, and it has a life raft, some food for a few days, some water, and maybe a few other stuff like flashlight. The white little boat is called a dinghy, and that is what we were using to get from the boat to shore when we were not docking in a marina. So when you're in a marina, you can just walk out of the boat and you're walking on a pontoon, like walking on the floor. But when you're laying anchor, it means you are still in the middle of the water. So these situations, you need a dinghy, the white boat, to carry you from our boat to shore. So that's the dinghy. And the yellow boat over there, it's a kayak or a canoe, depends how you want to call it, which we had as a spare dinghy and just for fun. So yeah, let's give it a few more seconds. So here our boat tour comes to an end, and I showed you all around the boat. I hope it was interesting and I got you a bit curious about sailing. Now at least you get another example of how a small group of people was in kind of a quarantine for 2.5 weeks. It's not quite the same as our quarantine right now during coronavirus, but it is definitely challenging to stay so long, a small amount of people on a small sailing vessel. So, hope you enjoyed. If you did, thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and write me down in the comments below what other traveling content you want videos about, or whether or not you enjoyed this video. And I'll see you in the next one.